Hi, on the last video, we created some instances and we also created some functionalities. Now, it's time for us to create some properties for our functionalities, for our methods, for our class. All right, so the first thing that we are going to be doing is using a keyword called var. All right, this keyword is going to allow us to create properties that we can use within our class. All right, so this is very unique right here, and we just now after the keyword var, because the keyword var means variable, we need to put just a regular variable in PHP with a dollar sign and then the name of the variable and the value if you decide to. All right, so we know we got four wheels in a car, and I'm going to create a couple properties here, and I'm going to show you how to use them later. So let's create another one. What do we know that a car has? Hood has a hood, so we're gonna do a value of 1 there. We have an engine, a value of 1. We have doors. That's another important property, right? And we can have a default of 4 doors. All right, so now we added some properties to our class, or should I say object, right? Well, so let's take the Mercedes-Benz out actually, and just take it out completely right here. All right, so how do we use these properties here, right? How do we use it? Well, everything here inside this class, we need to actually use it with an instance. That's the way we do it, right? Because this whole thing is meant to be used as an object. So we create it right here, right, by instantiating it, and then we use it. So now that we have this instance here and we put it in a variable, let's go ahead and create and do something with it. BMW, and then I want to see how many wheels. First I have to echo this out. There we go. So now we use the word echo like we usually do with the instance, with the variable here that we assign this instance to this variable. And now this whole thing's called an instance, right? So we use the minus and the greater than with wheels. Now we don't put the dollar sign here. All right, we don't put the dollar sign to echo this property. We already have the dollar sign defined up here. The way we use it down here is we don't do that. We don't put the dollar sign right here anymore. All right, just know that. All right, so let's do something else. Let's go ahead. So we know we have 4 wheels. Another thing that I want to show you is that we can assign. All right, so if I wanted to, I can go ahead and do this, BMW, right? And I can say right here, wheels 8. We can change the value of this property right here on the instance if we wanted to. Right? We can also use a method to do that. We can also use this. And now one thing that I wanted to show you is that every time we refer to this car class inside the class, every time we refer to this, we refer it with a word called this. So let me just take this off and I'll show you this. This keyword here, all right, this is the way we reference this class inside the class. So we can use the word this, and we can say this wheels equal to 10. All right, and if I take this off here, okay, all I have to do now to use this, right now it's taking the default right now because I'm not doing anything with it. All right, I'm not actually calling this method. I'm not calling it. I need to call it right here. So I got to do BMW, call the method, and boom. Now when I call the method, this method is going to take care changing this wheels value to 10. And when it changes to 10, then if I call it again, it's already changed. This method was able to do that for me. All right, so know that inside the class we refer to its name with a keyword called this. So we don't have to say car in here, or we don't have to say BMW, because We can't do that. We are actually creating an instance outside. We create an instance outside and use it outside. Inside the class, we refer to it by this. Just know that. All right, instead of this or this, right? Because what we do here is we have the instance, which is this here, the instance, right? We create an instance with new car, and we assign it a value. We assign it to a variable, and then we use it. So we create this whole functionality right here inside the class. We create it as an instance and then assign it to a variable, and then we use this variable to do different things inside here, right? So, but to refer to this, because we refer to this whole thing, this object outside with this, we just use the word this. All right, I know it's a little confusing, but know that we use this to do things inside the class. All right, to refer to this object, to this class. All right, so now we change that, and we can also come back here and change it again if we wanted to, but I'm not going to do that. So for example, let's create, you know what, I feel like creating a new instance, and just let's create a new instance of this car class. All right, and let's call it truck. How about that? And let's just take this out of here. All right, so I have this, I'm echoing here wheels, right, for the BMW. And what I want to do is I'm gonna concatenate here a BR tag just to make a little space. And what I want to do is I want to echo the truck. I want the truck to have different wheels, because in the truck we have, what do we have? We have more wheels, right? So what I'm going to do is, as a matter of fact, I think I can echo the whole thing out right here like this. Echo wheels 10. There we go. We can actually even echo the whole thing without even assigning it before, right? So what we did here was we created a new instance called truck. All right, then we are changing the wheels value to 10, and then we are echoing at the same time. We could do that. All right, so keep that in mind. All right, so now the truck has 10 wheels. We have a different instance with 10 wheels, and we can also have, of course, the other properties here. We can print that out. All right, just know that we can do that. Now we can create another method here, and we can call this method create doors or something like that. And I could say this doors, I don't know, sits. All right, and that would change the value every time I called this. It would change the value to sits, right? So I can go ahead and say, you know what, truck, right? And I could say doors, and I could just echo it. Well, if I echo this like this, it would give me 4. Let's put a BR tag here. Let's just concatenate this. All right, so we got 4 here, but I don't want 4 for my truck, you know? Let's assign it a different value. Let's have some, let's call that this method right here. So we created it for something. Let's call it, right? So let's say, you know what, truck. So we refer to a truck, if I remember how to write truck, and then boom. So we call this method here. We change the value to 6, and now truck has a value of 6. Every time we call this method, it would change the value of doors to 6. Now, what I'm trying to teach you here on this video here is that we can do whatever we want to do. All right, once we create an instance, we can change the properties. We can have methods to change the properties. We can go manually here and change it. We can leave it empty and then go ahead down here and start using it however we want. All right, I mean, there are many different things that we can do here. I just want you to get some practice on this. So watch the video here, practice on your own, create another class if you want. All right, you can create another class right below this one, and call it coloring card or something like that. Create some colors, create some properties for for your class. Create some methods that will do things in your class. Practice, practice, practice. It makes perfection. All right. So anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully I was able to give you some knowledge here on how to use properties inside the class along with methods. Take care, and I'll see you in the next lecture.